and COIL.
Minority in Parliament to press on to get the Bank of Ghana governor removed after the Occupy BOG demonstration ended without a meeting with the governor and his deputies.
Also tonight, Ashaman residents to picket at Roads and Highways Ministry if road rehabilitation works in the municipality don't commence within 2 months.
And system failure characterizes first day of the lost voter ID card replacement by the Electoral Commission.
In business news, banking consultants attribute dwindling savings and culture and increasing lending rates to written interest rates on T-bills.
And on the international front, UK and NATO warn Western military powers are running out of ammunition to give Ukraine to defend itself against Russia's full-scale invasion. We're live on TV3 Ghana on Facebook, DSTV channel 279, all across the world on 3news.com.
We begin with Occupy Bank of Ghana protest, and the minority in Parliament say they will press ahead for the removal of the governor of the Bank of Ghana after their Occupy Bank of Ghana demonstration ended without their meeting with the governor and his deputies. The minority had hoped the march to drum home their dissatisfaction with the running of the central bank will culminate in a face-to-face meeting with their governor, but that didn't happen. Eric Mawena Ebeta covered the Occupy Bank of Ghana demo and reports.
In little pockets, the protesters gathered at the Obra Sport, the traditional convergence point for nearly all demonstrations in Accra. The protesters were charged, incensed over what they say is a wanton dissipation of state funds.
There's no money in our pockets. We can't even learn a handwork because if we go and learn handwork, it's very, very expensive. Your mother cannot pay. If you chop money to eat.
I lost my job on the 23rd of January when the government decided to halt all road construction projects in Ghana.
You see incompetent Mahama every so near to Benku 150 pesos Ewakra. By Nanado, who by now you say who incompetent no. To Benku 5 city.
The leadership of the protesters, on the other hand, were insistent they would occupy the BOG head office despite the police order that it won't happen.
When we get there, demonstration itself will end there. But the leaders of the demonstration, led by my good self and the NDC minority leadership, will have to be given the opportunity to walk into the central bank to present our petition to the government.
And so they began marching towards the headquarters of the Bank of Ghana. Police barricades were mounted along the stretch, triggering significant anger amongst protesters. As the crowd got close to the headquarters, the police presence got bigger, but so did the resolve of the protesters and their leaders to have access to the headquarters. In the end, the police stood their ground, but after a small compromise, the leadership of the minority were allowed into the headquarters to present their petition to the Bank of Ghana governor. But they would be disappointed.
But the three governors, as we speak, are currently meeting the IMF and in a meeting, and there's nobody there. So the government has asked that I meet you and take the petition on his behalf.
The absence of governor and his deputies clearly infuriated minority leader Dr. Kesel Atuforsen.
He has decided to disrespect us and his two deputies. He said we are going to present our petition to the head of security. But he has decided to disrespect us. We will not present our petition. We will go and come back again.
He wasn't alone in feeling disrespected.
It's the height of disrespect.
that we will come here and he will send the watchman at the Bank of Ghana to come and receive the petition. Okay, the watchman should come to Parliament as well. When next he needs anything from Parliament, he should send the watchman.
The numbers you've seen today is just the tip of an iceberg. It's the tip of an iceberg. We will not stop this demonstration until Governor Addison respects the people of this country.
As the demonstrators dispersed, the police patted themselves at the back for a good job done. However, this, according to the minority, would not be the last of it. Mawina Egbeta, TV3 News at Amil Street, Accra.
Well, let's stay a bit further on this, because despite failing to present a petition to oust the central bank boss and his two deputies, organizers of the Occupy Bank of Ghana demonstration are resolute. Dr. Addison will have to give up his job. Here's their demand captured in a petition that was never presented.
An 18-point petition seeking to remove Governor Addison that never was. Among others, the organizers are pressing that the Bank of Ghana officials have failed to protect the balance sheet of the central bank in the face of an overbearing and incompetent finance minister and the chairman of the economic management team, Vice President Dr. Alhaji Mahamadou Bawumia. For the first time, all banks in Ghana and non-bank financial institutions declared losses in 2022, with local banks, particularly Westhead, that the BOG committed an unpardonable sin in committing to write off government debt to the tune of 48.4 billion on the blind side of Parliament. The group says that the financial sector has virtually collapsed, with all the 23 banks in the country recording massive impairment losses of over 18 billion in 2022. The NDC minority does not believe that Governor Addison and his two deputies, who they accuse of mismanaging the Bank of Ghana, are capable of remedying the situation. They want a new set of leadership that is politically neutral and able to perform the functions of a central bank in a line with its mandate. Komla Kluche, TV3 News, Accra.
Well, let's stay with this. And Professor Godfrey Bokun is a professor of finance at the University of Ghana Business School and an economist as well. Thank you so much, Professor Godfrey Bokun, for joining us here on News 360. The minority and the protesters earlier today insist that the after effect of the printing of money by the Bank of Ghana is what has led to the crisis that we're seeing now, with the over 60 billion cedis lost that it posted there. Is that consistent with the analysis that you've been doing?
Yes, good evening. Good evening to our cherished listeners and viewers. I think largely you can associate with the sentiment that from a technical and professional point of view, it has been our position for some time now that the central bank has been too accommodating. That for this level of crisis, this level of, if you see what has happened to the balance sheet of the central bank, it's a reflection of the general economic crisis. And therefore, for something like this to happen, they certainly have to take the supportive role of the central bank to physical slippages or excesses for it to happen. And once you see it from that perspective, then it means that the checks and balances in terms of monetary side and the fiscal side have been compromised. And therefore, it's very difficult to absorb the central bank from all of this. And I personally, even before the minority held their position, more than 6 months ago or so, we had maintained that the central bank's performance has been suboptimal and that they could have done better, because we've fought so hard over the years for the independence of the central bank. But what we saw in the last 1.5 years to 2 years is largely a case of the central bank ceding its independence, essentially selling its birthright to the fiscal side. And the result of that is that overrun. So the fiscal side has actually overrun the monetary side, essentially reducing monetary side to being subordinate to fiscal side. And I think that is not good enough in terms of building institutions, because our democracy only has a future to the extent that we are able to build institutions that will act as checks and balances on each other. But in this case, you can clearly see a case of the central bank being in bed with the fiscal side, including the mess that we have. Of course, we can see some external drivers of that crisis, but we must admit and be bold enough to accept that we contributed to this, both from the monetary side and then from the fiscal side.
But you hear the governor consistently. In fact, the finance minister not too long ago also came out to defend the governor of the central bank for this, and the governor making the point that had they not come in, the economy would have been destabilized. In fact, the economy would have crashed, as the finance minister
what
said.
What is it that one would have expected from the finance minister, except to support the governor, who probably had been at his beck and call in all of this? Okay?
Right.
So the point is that a certain level of deficit financing we can tolerate, but the level and magnitude of what we are talking about here, I think every Ghanaian should be concerned. Bear in mind that the reserves of the central bank that has been depleted into huge negative, it has taken us years to build those reserves. And in just in a single year, everything has been wiped out. And remember, your central bank has been reduced to practically nothing. That's what it means.
And it would have to take government to recapitalize the central bank. Is that what's happening now?
Sorry, can you come again?
I was saying that I'm looking at the auditors of the central bank's own recommendations, and they're saying it would have to take government to recapitalize the central bank. That's what's happening?
Yes, central bank needs to be recapitalized. Okay, and what it means that the central bank needs a bailout from a government that is already in a bailout arrangement from the IMF. Not only from the IMF, the government itself needed a bailout from creditors through domestic debt exchange, through external debt restructuring, and all of that. So I think that, and look, the level of losses you see on the books of the central bank, it will take us years to recover from that.
Right.
So my considered view is that from a technical and professional point of view, the performance of the central bank has been served up to now. It's not good enough.
Appreciate your time. Thank you. Professor Godfrey Bokun is an economist and a professor of finance at the University of Ghana Business School.
From one demonstration to another, this time in Ashama municipality, where residents have given government a 2-month ultimatum to commence rehabilitation works on all roads in the municipality. The residents have threatened to picket at the Ministry of Roads and Highways after the 2-month ultimatum.
The group hits major roads in the municipality to express their dissatisfaction with government's failure to address their concerns. They cited the Municipal Assembly traffic light to Presby, Ajay Kujo Main Road to Lebanon, Zenu Road and Newtown to Afariwa, and Community 22 to Lebanon Inner Roads. Police protester confrontation ensued, with protesters hurling stones at officers. A police officer sustained an injury and one arrest was made. The demonstration continued despite the incident. The assemblyman for the New Komanthe electoral area, Freeman Chekbo, submitted a petition to the municipal chief executive stating that residents will picket at the Roads and Highways Ministry if their demands are not met.
Scene of the roads has been a mirage, leaving our health and cars at the mercy of the poor roads. If within 2 calendar months we do not see any action of works within the municipality, we will organize another march. This time we will march to the ministry and picket at the Ministry of Roads and Highways.
Member of Parliament for Sherman and Esnobe, who joined the protesters, urged government to address their demands.
We all ply the roads. I have said it in so many media outlets. We have fought, myself and the chief executive, we have fought for the government to draw the government's attention to the bad nature of our roads. We attended meetings together on our roads, but unfortunately, the central government refuse to heed to our plight.
The MC of Ashaiman assured the residents that their concerns would be addressed.
The government is not going to relent on its orders. We are hoping, say, going forward, starting areas
Joseph Armstrong, Good Alogbe TV3, Ashaiman.
Keep the steam on in this particular Ashaiman situation in the coming days, especially because of the ultimatum they're giving to the Ministry of Roads and Highways. But away from that, the Electoral Commission has started the replacement of voter ID cards for people who have lost or defaced their cards. My colleague Judith Brown was at the former head office of the Electoral Commission and reports of frustration due to system failures.
Well, true to the word of workers here at the former office of the Electoral Commission, they were indeed able to register all persons who had come here on the 2nd of October, which marked the end of the registration process. And so today they're starting registration for persons who want to transfer their votes as well as replace their voters' ID cards. And already we're recording some frustrations as there are some system irregularities.
Before you can replace your card, you have to pay something, 10 cedis, an amount of 10 cedis. And when they tried connecting, I think the network, they had issues with that. And for about 30 minutes we've sat here for long.
So when we came, it's only with the network. They are saying we'd have to pay 10 cedis before doing the replacement. So that's the only issue we are having here right now.
This is my first time coming here, and then the people coming to transfer, our line is not moving, but I don't know why. So I'm hoping by the end of the day I'll get mine done.
So this process is supposed to go on for a period of 1 week, which will end on the 9th of October 2023. Currently, there are quite a few people here, but due to challenges with the payment short code, it seems that the queue is not moving. And so some political coordinators believe that there should be alternative means of payment in order to make this process a bit faster.
I'm not sure we'll be able to register so many people. Reason being that the EC officials here do not have direct access to the system that controls the monetary stuff. But once they are not able to determine how you should pay or anything with regards to the money, I think you can see people came here as early as 7 a.m. and they are still in the queue because of network problems. And so I think we should explore other avenues in paying for such things.
The Electoral Commission must look at it and quickly address it. If they will even get a bank that will come and receive on their behalf, that will be good, because the bank can access the platform. You pay with your name, they generate the code for you, then you go and get your replacement. I don't think somebody should come here and because of payment of 10 cedis, he has to go back and come.
And so for now, persons here might just have to wait for the system to work properly before they can continue with the process. Judith Brown, TB3 News, former Electoral Commission headquarters, Accra.
In more news tonight, the country representative of the World Health Organization to Ghana, Professor Francis Kasolo, has called on Ghana's government to investigate the increase in dialysis treatment at the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital without improvement. On the sidelines of the annual general and scientific meeting of the Medical Superintendents Group in Accra, he expressed the need for support for such diseases by the National Health Insurance Scheme.
Cost of healthcare across the world has generally been moving up for all sorts of reasons. So we need to see and discuss with the colleagues who are in the, for example, Korle Bu, to understand the reason for the increase. But like I mentioned, if our health insurance is strong, it can mitigate the cost of even renal care, if the renal care is one of the on the benefit package of the health insurance. So it is for us to really support the health insurance and to ensure that services such as renal services are included in the benefit package of the health insurance to mitigate the out-of-pocket expenditures that we are beginning to see increase. And if that works, then we will have solved part of the problem of increasing out-of-pocket expenditure that we see with the dialysis cost.
Well, let's stay a bit further on health because only 8 out of 1,500 health facilities in the country have an infectious outbreak readiness plan, and only 1 out of 8 have an implementation plan, indicating alarming trends in emerging diseases and infections. The rate of emerging diseases has significantly increased, with Ghana experiencing cases of COVID-19, Lassa fever and Marburg. Grace Amwajiman has the rest of the story.
The WHO's Harmonized Facilities Preparedness Report indicates that only 1% of the country's health facilities are adequately prepared for a major disease outbreak. WHO country representative Professor Francis Kasolo declared the country's vulnerability in combating disease outbreaks as an emergency.
Out of almost 1,500 health facilities surveyed in Ghana, only about 8 had what you'd call a readiness plan. We are saying that it's important with such findings for medical superintendents and the facilities across the country to start readying themselves for any future outbreak, and also to ensure that the human resource within their facilities are identified to support any response that may be necessary.
A professor of epidemiology, Professor Irene Amatefio, attributes the issue to a lack of coordination among health institutions.
I think our system is still a bit siloed, and everybody a bit, not completely. We've done well in many respects, but to some extent we are all focusing on our agendas. This is my work. And we are not looking at the fact that none of us is an island. Even though I'm seeing my work is touching somebody else and touching and until we all sit together, and that's where the synergies come in. If we sit together and talk, you might realize that actually I'm trying to achieve this, but you are also trying to achieve it. We can be more efficient.
President of the Medical Superintendent Group, Dr. Hussein Korku Kamaruddin, emphasized the importance of incentives in motivating healthcare professionals to combat diseases and brain drain.
I can tell you that there are facilities that are losing about 20 to 30% of their quality staff every year. If you want to solve it, we all know if you are paying somebody 2 cedis and someone somewhere is paying 10 cedis, everybody will move to where the 10 cedis is. So how do we solve it? We need to find money and support the health workers, pay realistic salaries to them, and then they will stay.
The annual general and scientific meeting focused on emerging infections and the preparedness of health facilities.
A free medical and breast cancer screening has been organized for both men and women of the Graphic Communications Group and the public. Organizers encouraged regular medical examination for early detection of breast disorders.
The screening was facilitated by Uracare in partnership with Graphic Communications Group. The founder of Mode Local Breast Cancer Foundation and survivor of stage 3 cancer, Susan Chocho, advised women to visit health facilities regularly, especially when they notice any change in their breast.
We are having some sessions with schools, churches, some mosques, communities. It's a whole long month's program, so we are going to a lot of places just to touch lives and create awareness.
The exercise was also to raise awareness among women, particularly within the company, about the prevalence of breast cancer, its diagnosis and its treatment.
Health means a lot to the brand, and that is why we have gone into partnership with Uracare and Ghana Atomic Energy Commission to screen women and men, because now we understand that the disease doesn't discriminate against gender.
Business Development Officer for Uracare, Buedu Jemfi, stated that as part of their corporate social responsibility, breast cancer screening is made accessible to all.
To make a publicity and then inform female staff above 40 years and below 40 that every year it should be a mandatory that you undergo either ultrasound breast scan or mammogram scan to find out whether there is any cancer in the breast.
The breast screening session was conducted alongside blood pressure and sugar level testing.
Still to come on News 360. 35-year-old local master of ceremonies, designer and interior decorator in Wa handed a total of 76 years imprisonment in hard labor. We'll tell you. We're going to demonstrate to you the superior properties of Flamingo paint as compared to other paint brands on the market. We take equal quantities of Flamingo paint and this ordinary paint. We then dilute them with water. And now let the test begin. The gentleman on the left is going to apply the ordinary paint and the gentleman on my right will use the Flamingo superior paint. As you can clearly see, Flamingo has the obvious better hiding. Furthermore, Flamingo has painted a much larger area. You know, one bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint is made with superior formulation to give superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
Hello, my friends. My name is Calcate Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush.
It makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger.
Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Calcate. Happy smile.
Choose Zoocasa for the highest quality, luxurious townhouses in East Lagoon Hills. 2, 3, and 4 bedroom in a gated community starting at $40,000 in Accra, Ghana. Zoocasa, building on trust.
Wow, this place has changed, yo! Yo, Ajma, look at you all grown up, yo!
Some things never change, like Gino's quality recipe that gives my food that rich color, unique natural taste every time.
Smells good, yo!
Hey, sister, we did what Ponsano and Casa, just like I remember.
Uncle Ebo, hurry up and let's open the suitcase.
Ajua, sorry, let me show you my bag.
Best jollof I've ever eaten.
Wow, this is real jollof, mommy.
Gino dear, Emma Adriana de Ankasa.
Say Gino dear, fie. It's delicious, yo!
This advert is FDA approved.
There are some moments that last forever because they happen only once. Like your very first day, your first day of school, your first successful bike ride. What's your child's next milestone? Auntie Mary's Gripe Mixture is here to ensure they smile through it all. Auntie Mary's Gripe Mixture has been keeping children smiling for more than a decade by relieving them from gastric pain, flatulence, minor digestive upset, and teething discomfort. Now, Auntie Mary's Gripe Mixture. Auntie Mary's Gripe Mixture is manufactured and distributed by Ernest Chemists Limited. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Welcome back to News 360. Now, the Wa Circuit Court has handed over a 35-year-old local master of ceremonies, designer and interior decorator to the Ghana Police Service. In fact, a total of 76 years imprisonment in hard labor is what he's been slapped with today. Ahmed Rashid, also known as Ananta, was found guilty for attempted defilement and defilement of more than 10 minors.
The court, presided by Jonathan Avogo, made the decision after the convict, a local master of ceremonies, was found guilty of defilement contrary to Section 101 of the Criminal Offences Act, Act 29. The prosecution, led by Principal State Attorney Saeed Abdul Shakur, had revised the earlier 12 counts of defilement against the convict. 12 victims initially reported the unlawful conduct against the convicts. A medical report by the Wa Municipal Hospital officer, Dr. Al-Hassan Muhammad Mubarak, confirmed the assaults in court on August 23. The court found the convicts guilty on all 6 counts in the first docket and handed Ananta 8 years each to be run concurrently. Ahmed Rashid was handed 7 years each for 3 counts in the second docket, an additional 7 years for the third and final docket, all to run concurrently. These brought total sentence to 76, but 35-years-old Ahmed Rashid, aka Ananta, will serve a total jail term of 22 years imprisonment.
I commend the court, I commend you, I commend everybody that is involved. At least we got 22 years. I wish we could do better than that, but that is just what it is. And the court did a very thorough job, and we are happy about it. We are happy about the judgment, but when I look at the girls, I really feel sad.
Elias Baba Yusuf is a complainant in the case.
We are not going to kill him. We just want to let him know that what he has done, is not good, and it will set us a deterrent to everybody, those outside, to also learn from this.
Upper West Regional Director of the Department of Gender and Children, Charity Bature, wants support for.
Though we have a shelter that is taking care of kids, girls in particular, and women who are subject to sexual and gender-based violence, but the rehabilitation component is still something we are working on. We'll put together a full house where the children can come in, go through the full process of rehabilitation.
This segment is brought to you by MTN, Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal.
It's now time for business news with Michael. Michael, people are not saving these days. Why?
Well, treasury bills are becoming more attractive, so
really, it's not like they're keeping it under their bed or in their bedroom.
Exactly. Hello there, good evening. Welcome to the business segment here on News 360. My name is Michael Obudu. Now, banking consultant Dr. Richmond Ituahene has blamed the reduced level of savings on treasury bills coupled with economic uncertainties. He was reacting to revelations by the Bank of Ghana's latest summary of economic and financial data regarding the decreasing level of interest rates on savings contrary to lending rates. The following 3 Business News Desk report has more.
With the current high level of inflation already whittling down savings, data from Bank of Ghana has revealed a decline in interest rates on bank deposits by about 2.63% between September 2022 and September 2023. It is against this backdrop that banking consultant Dr. Richmond Ituahene has attributed the dwindling savings culture to increasing interest rates on treasury bills.
The higher treasury bill rates is basically crowding out the banks from cheaper funds, so that they can lend cheaper to their customers. Most people are not saving in the banks as such. They've all decided to turn to the treasury bill rates, the treasury bills, because the treasury bill has a higher rate.
According to Dr. Richmond Ituahene, until inflation reduces, the real return on investment will remain negative, hence the need to create a stable macroeconomic environment.
If you invest even in treasury bill and inflation is 40%, you'll have a negative return close to about 7 or 8%. So it is very important that we bring inflation down. Other than that, a time will come, as I've said, if the interest rate, the inflation continue to persist, we might find a decrease. If you look at the deposit structure of the bank, we may see decline in the savings component of the deposit structure in a shorter or medium term time. The banks will have no alternative because there will be the reduction in the savings deposits, and that will help. The banks will have to reprice it, and definitely the lending rate will definitely go up.
A special envoy of the Global Conference on Cyber Capacity Building has highlighted the urgent need for comprehensive policies and frameworks to combat cyber crimes in Ghana. Mukhtar Deyali was speaking at the official launch of the National Cybersecurity Awareness Month organized in Accra. Emphasizing the importance of international collaboration, the envoy stressed Ghana's potential to become a beacon of cybersecurity in Africa hinges on forming strategic partnerships beyond borders.
Governments across Africa must lead by example. We need a comprehensive cybersecurity policies and frameworks backed by a robust legislation. Cybersecurity must become the national imperative, and sufficient resources must be allocated to protect our critical infrastructure. In unity, there is strength. We must forge partnership beyond our borders.
Reacting to statistics that the financial sector is the most hit with cyber attacks, Director General of the Cybersecurity Authority, Dr. Albert Intwi-Boisiako, said there is the need to intensify efforts to build a cybersecurity resilient financial sector.
We have designated certain sectors of our economy as critical information infrastructure sectors. Ghana has designated 13 of those sectors. And as a country, we must intensify our efforts to improve cybersecurity resilience in those sectors, which is part of promoting a culture of digital safety.
Deputy Minister of Communications and Digitalization, Amma Poma Boateng, had this to say after launching the National Cybersecurity Awareness Month.
Within the last 5 years, Ghana has taken progressive steps towards the development of cybersecurity in the country, and these include the ratification of the international treaty like the Convention on Cybercrime, also known as the Budapest Convention, and the African Union Convention on Cybersecurity and Personal Data Protection, known as the Malabo Convention.
The National Cybersecurity Awareness Month is themed promoting a culture of digital safety. Leadership of the Traders Advocacy Group Ghana TAG has described the activities of the Ghana Revenue Authority's task force at the country's port as defeating the huge investment government has made at the ports. General Secretary of the group, Nana Poku, noted that the investments at the port are to remove human interface to eliminate corruption, promote efficiency and effective operations at the ports.
The government has spent large sums of money developing customs division systems to ensure due diligence before a container is cleared, and such containers leave the port before monitoring teams tracks them outside the port for revenue realization. Then Mother Ghana is in serious trouble because the containers that will elude them, that will not be arrested, that will not be captured, that one who take responsibility of it. If he is telling us that he has been able to raise revenue out of containers that they cannot even supervise at the port, after all these systems government has put in place.
Well, that will be all for the business segment here on News 360. For more business stories, our website 3news.com has more stories for you. My name is Michael Obodu. Thank you for watching. As always, please stay safe. Up next, the sports.
Introduces charcoal and lemon essence. The unique combination of natural essences whitens teeth naturally for you and family because every smile matters.
New Pepsodent Herbal. Introducing a unique combination of herbal extracts in an antibacterial toothpaste for strong teeth and healthy gums that protects your family and you. Every smile matters.
Are you tired of struggling with bad financial situations? At Quick Credit, we understand the difficulties that come with transitioning to a better one. That's why we're here to simplify the process for you. With loan facilities of 1,000 cedis and upwards, all you have to do is call and we will take care of the rest. All you need is your national ID. No savings, no collateral, no susu, no deposits, and no account opening required. Quick Credit has you covered. Whether you're expanding a business, starting a new one, facing an emergency like school fees or funeral expenses, or even just in need of a salary loan. Call Quick Credit today, 0302 200 390 or 059 692 0833. We do not give loans via the internet. Quick Credit is regulated and licensed by the Bank of Ghana. Terms and conditions apply. Quick Credit. Lending made simple.
See, Master, I have told you to use Kojak quality oral care products like the Kojak Charcoal toothpaste for strong teeth. Give me the meat.
Sis, that guy.
Ajay, my teeth.
Sis, haven't you heard of Kojak P&F toothpaste and their mouthwash? Right after here, get one for yourself. It helps fight sensitive teeth just like you're experiencing. Hey, sis.
Yes. Do not joke with your teeth because it may worry you in the future. Over the past 30 years that we introduced Procode onto the market, that has no competitor. We have again introduced Kojak Oral Care onto the market with the same high quality standard like Kojak Charcoal toothpaste that makes your teeth whiter and stronger. Kojak regular fluoride toothpaste that makes your teeth stronger, fights against toothache, and lathers well, leaving your mouth with an improved fresh taste and breath. If you have a sensitive teeth when you take something cold or hot, yours is to go for Kojak P and Kojak F together with the mouthwash. Go for Kojak Oral Care products because Kojak D be quality keke.
This advert is FDA approved.
Whenever you fly to space or take your first step as baby, SoftCare always stays with you.
New SoftCare Space Series is rooted from space technology. Keeps you dry and comfortable for 12 hours long. Offers you the most effective protection during your space journey.
SoftCare. Protect your leap.
Sports segment is brought to you by
Bell Pack Tissues.
The All Africa Games is upon us, Yalfoslabi.
Yeah, it's coming up in March 2024, and already the work at the stadium is just about 80% done.
The Legon Park?
The Legon one and the one in Botiman. So the Botiman one has the aquatic center where the swimming will be taking place.
I see.
And then the Legon pitch has the running tracks where the athletics, javelin, whatever, all of that in Legon. Be there. And then the Botiman Stadium as well has the aquatic facility and other facilities.
Good stuff. Yeah. Let's get into it now.
Let's get into the sports news this evening here on News 360 and to our first story. Ghana hosts the 13th African Games in March next year, and with various facilities being constructed, the local organizing committee was joined by the Africa Union representatives for the Games to inspect the project. 3 Sports' Franka Champong has more in this report.
Ghana is set to host the 13th African Games in March 2024 after delays in preparations saw the competition postponed from August 2023. As part of preparations towards the event, the African Union representatives, in collaboration with the local organizing committee, have been touring the various venues and checking progress of work done in the last few days. Projects including the Legon Stadium, the main rugby field and the aquatic center at Boteman have all been inspected by the AU representatives. The projects are about 80% complete and contractors are expected to finish their work by 20th December. However, the executive chairman of the LOC, Dr. Kweku Ofosu-Asare, has called on corporate Ghana to come to their aid as they look to complete the projects on time.
The corporate bodies' support is extremely important at this stage. And then individually, we have a package for people like you who may also want to assist with sponsorship. If you're able to bring us a sponsor, you get 10% of whatever you bring. So individuals are being encouraged to also get the sponsors.
The coordinator of the African Union Sports Council, Dr. Decius Chipande, also expressed his excitement on the progress made by the LOC.
I think we are very happy with the progress that has been made so far, and the African Union is very, very grateful with the great investment that the government of the Republic of Ghana has put into the construction of the facilities. Last time when we were here, we were assured by the LOC that by December, all the facilities will be completed and ready for the games. And for sure, this time we just visited Legon. It's nearly complete.
The 13th African Games is just 5 months away, and the LOC is making sure all venues and the necessary infrastructures are ready.
Right, so that's it there for the stadiums that would host the Africa Games in there. One in Botiman and another one in Legon, and work is 80% done on them. Let's check out the fixtures for tomorrow's UEFA Champions League games. And Atletico Madrid will take on Feyenoord. Antwerp will also face Shakhtar Donetsk. And then Red Star Belgrade will face the Young Boys. Borussia Dortmund will take on AC Milan. And Newcastle United would have a game back at the St. James's Park for over 20 years when they take on PSG. A cracking game that should be. And then RB Leipzig will also face Man City. Porto will take on Barcelona, and then Celtic will face Lazio. So those are the fixtures for tomorrow's games in the UEFA Champions League. But in tonight's fixtures, though, Manchester United drawing 1-1 with Galatasaray, and then Copenhagen also drawing 0-0 with FC Bayern. And then there's Napoli, who are taking on Real Madrid at the moment. Real Madrid beating them by 2-1. And then Arsenal also drawing 1-1 with Lens, the French champions in there. So Real Madrid goals scored by Bellingham and Vinicius Jr., the Brazilian. But Newcastle United manager Eddie Howe has revealed that the club was heavily focused on staying in the Premier League after the Saudi takeover and didn't envisage a place in the Champions League.
Yeah, things move really quickly in football. I think the 2 years.
Drink Awake Purified Drinking Water, one for life. So relax and unwind, and in the calmness of nature, find the rest you desire. For every bottle of Awake you buy, an amount to be donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA.
Mommy!
Meshozi. Fe.
Different era, better result. Time has changed and time has brought Kel Choco Toothpaste. Healthy gums, anti-cavity, fresher breath, and it whitens teeth. Chocolate Toothpaste. Sankofa.
Yenchi, Kel Chocolate Toothpaste.
Happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
Wait a minute, yo!
Is that my nephew?
Wow! This place has changed, yo! Yo! Ajma, look at you all grown up, yo!
Some things never change, like Gino's quality recipe that gives my food that rich color, unique natural taste every time.
Smells good, yo!
Hey, sister, with the Wapun and Kasa, just like I remember.
Uncle, hurry up and let's open the suitcase.
Ajua, chai, never shrink quite bad.
Best jollof I've ever eaten.
Wow, this is real jollof, mommy.
Gino dear, Emma Adriana de Ankasa.
Say Gino dear, Fieni Fie.
It's delicious, yo!
This advert is FDA approved.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by Awake Purified Drinking Water, GTP Lifestyled, Vodafone, Further Together, and powered by 3 Entertainment.
Hello again, it's now time for entertainment news, and we have here the pride of the Bono region, Kwatima. How are you gearing up for Sunday's finale?
Thank you so much. It's going to be a showdown.
All right, give us the details in entertainment news.
My name is Kwatima, representing the Bono region and this year's Ghana's Most Beautiful. Let's settle for the entertainment news. The Volta region last won a GMB crown 13 years ago with MFA as its representative. 26-year-old teacher Salom is saddled with the task to recapture the prestigious crown for the region. Can Salom grab a GMB brace for the Volta region? Well, the self-motivated finalist has been opening up about her chances.
Maya Kagbe. She was a gallant female warrior who fought alongside her male counterparts in defending the Anglo in a war between the British and the Anglo people.
Hi everyone, I am called Salom. I am from Keta, but I grew up at Tabor. I love to read, watch movies and volunteer.
The pride of the Volta region.
Born Magdalene Gada Salom, the native of Keta in the Volta region, is smart, eloquent, and fun-loving. Salom described GMB as a great grooming platform.
I've been able to gather courage to be able to stand on stage and present. It has shaped my life, the way that I communicate, the way that I talk, the way that I'm able to let people into my world and convince them with what I say, what I do, and then hard work. Yes. Because being on GMB is not just by saying that I am good. You need to put in the work. You have to go and research. You need to learn.
The Volta region last won the coveted crown in 2012.
After Queen Emefa, Mama Gan herself, yes, after Queen Emefa, I've not been able to win the crown again. Winning first runner-up, yes. First runner-up, first runners, so...
You see yourself as a person to break that jinx?
There's a lot of pressure that Volta region has to take the crown. It's been so long and all that. What I would say is that it's not only about the crown, but I'm hopeful that this year it will come to Volta region.
We celebrate the Hogbechocho festival. Hogbechocho comes from 3 words. Ho meaning rise, Be meaning day, Chocho meaning crossing.
Salom, the poster girl for determination, goes into the final all braced up to win the crown back for the region.
But expect nothing but the best from your girl, because it's going to be our Volta region. Personally, I think I have to make my region proud because they've been there for me and I don't want to disappoint them on that day. No matter what may come my way, uplifting my region up there. That's all I'm going to do on that day.
What does winning the crown mean to her?
It will be a dream come true for me. I've been watching GMB for a very long time, and I've seen ladies being on the stage and winning their crown, and then their lives are being transformed.
She intends to leverage on the exposure that comes with winning GMB to promote education and positively impact her community. It certainly will be a keenly contested grand finale, but Selom is counting on support from her region to make her dream of achieving a GMB brace a reality.
Hi everybody, it's your girl Selom. Thank you so much for the support, for the love, for your prayers and everything that you've done for me so far. I want to see you at the finals. Come in your numbers, smile, support Selom, and together we can bring a crown back to Volta.
That was Selom from the Volta region, but we have Kwatima from the Bono region. Kwatima, what are you telling your people watching you, your fans and supporters?
Thank you so much. People of Ghana, people of Bono, continue voting for me to the short code *713*13# so that together we bring the crown to the Bono region.
Awesome. Wow.
Thank you so much. You did so well. Congratulations.
All
the best on Sunday.
Yes, all the best to you.
Coming up, international news.
The UK and NATO have warned Western military powers are running out of ammunition to give Ukraine to defend itself against Russia's full-scale invasion. NATO's most senior military official told the Security Forum that the bottom of the barrel is now visible. He said government and defense manufacturers now had to ramp up production in a much higher tempo. Ukraine fires thousands of shells every day, and most now come from NATO. Niger has declared a 3-day national mourning period after at least 29 soldiers were killed in an attack in the west of the country. The attack took place near the country's border with Mali during military operations aimed at neutralizing the threat posed by the ISIS armed group in the area. Attacks by armed groups have plagued Africa's Sahel region for more than 10 years, breaking out in northern Mali in 2012 before spreading to neighboring Niger and Burkina Faso in 2015. The three borders area between Niger, Mali and Burkina Faso is regularly the scene of attacks by fighters affiliated with ISIL and Al-Qaeda.
I want to say thank you for staying with us here on News 360. As morning is on 3news.com. I am Alfred Okansi.
I am Portia Gabodu. Join Alfred Okansi later at 10 p.m. for Ghana Tonight. Have a lovely evening.
Yeah.
Remember to brush your teeth before you go to bed this evening and tomorrow morning when you wake up from bed with either Pepsodent Cavity Fighter, Pepsodent Charcoal, Pepsodent Herbal, or Pepsodent Triple Protection. Because with Pepsodent, every smile matters.
Pepsodent is aware that globally, 1 in 2 children suffer from cavities. That's why by giving her Pepsodent, you're not only protecting her teeth, but also helping her grow up and thrive at every stage of her life with a healthy and confident smile, so she can succeed and achieve all of